Why he stopped chasing you. What's up, everyone? It's Sabrina from anewmode.com, and today we're going to talk about why this guy seems to have suddenly stopped chasing you. Or maybe he stopped pursuing you, stopped prioritizing you. Maybe he seems to be losing interest. It doesn't matter what phrase you want to use. The explanations are the same. I know how frustrating that is. You meet a guy, and usually it happens one of two ways. You meet a guy and either you're super into each other, he's chasing you, he's pursuing you, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. I finally found my perfect match. Now you're in it too, and he's starting to pull away, and he just seems less into it, and you're like, what just happened? Another scenario is maybe like you're kind of lukewarm about this guy, but he's really going full force, full throttle. He's so into you, he's chasing you, he's pursuing you. And then you start to let your guard down, you're reciprocating those feelings, and then he seems to be losing interest. And now you feel like you've been duped, you've been swindled. Like, what? You made me fall for you, and now like you're not even interested in me anymore? Either way, it can be frustrating, and it's also just so hard not to blame yourself, not to feel like, okay, well, obviously I did something wrong here. Like, I did something to turn him off, to push him away. What is it? The good news is you most likely didn't do anything wrong, and I'm gonna explain exactly what's going on, why he stopped chasing, and also what you can do to get things back on track. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end. Real quick, if you like this video, make sure to tap that like button. Guys, it takes like less than a second. Such an easy way to help me out, help me grow my channel. I put so much into the videos that I make. While you're tapping, also hit the subscribe button and make sure to ring the bell so you get notified whenever I post new content. Also, if you want to be a woman like me who understands men better than they understand themselves, then you have to check out our He's Not That Complicated system. It is, as the title describes it to be. It really is a breakdown of why men act the way they do, why they do the things they do, all the behaviors that seem so confusing to us women. Me and Eric came up with a system together just to explain it so that you have that clarity. So you can download that right now or when you're done with this video at understandhim.com. All right, why did he stop chasing you? Well, the first reason is he caught you. Guys don't chase things that they don't have to chase. Eventually, you're gonna get caught. I mean, a relationship can't survive off of just the thrill of the chase forever. That's not reasonable. Also, this isn't a bad thing here. It's very possible that he was chasing you, pursuing you. You're starting to reciprocate his interest, and now he can just kind of relax and he can just be. I mean, a guy cannot be going full force constantly because that's not sustainable. People have jobs and school and work and lives, you know, like people have things going on. Now you might say, well, in the beginning, you know, he was texting me all the time. He was so available to me, and now he's not. And it's because in the beginning, yeah, he was fixed and focused on winning you over. That was his goal. Men are very goal oriented. But once he got you, you guys are in a bit of a more settled place. He knows that you're also into him. He doesn't have to pull out all the stops anymore. So you might feel like, oh, you know, like he's not chasing me like he used to, but really that's a good thing because you guys have moved past that point and now you're in a more established, stable place. So that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Number two, you are too invested in him. Here's the problem with the chase. So a guy's pursuing you, he's chasing you, he's on his best behavior, he's bringing his A game, and you take it to mean that this guy really likes me. Like he seriously likes me, he's so into me, and you start to like him back. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't like you. Obviously, there is a lot of potential there, or he wouldn't be chasing you in the first place, he wouldn't be pursuing you. But the way a guy behaves in the beginning is not always an indication of how he feels about you. Because like I said, guys are goal-oriented. He's trying to win you over. It's the same as when you go into a job interview, when you have a resume. I mean, it's your highlight reel. You are enhancing your best. You know, you're still being yourself in the interview. You're not being something completely not true to yourself. You do want to get that job. Maybe you're not 100% sure that this is the right job for you, but yeah, you want that job. But in the interview, you're really going to go at it full force. Like, yeah, hire me. I want this job. It's the same thing. I mean, in the beginning, he's trying to win you over. He's trying to get you to like him. And yes, he also does like you, but he might not like you as much as you think yet. You know, it might not totally align with how his behavior is. Now, why? Is it because he's being so evil and malicious? He's trying to trick you? No, he doesn't know you yet. In the beginning, he doesn't know you. So how could he like you in like a deep, significant way? How can he know that you're the one when he just barely knows anything about you? Now, if he gets to know you on a deep level and then he's like continuing to pursue you at this level, that's different. That means he is serious about you. But in the beginning, you can't take that part of it so seriously. So here is where a lot of women get stuck. They get stuck because they think it means that he's so into her. So she becomes so into him. Maybe she cancels her dating apps. Maybe she stops considering other guys as potential suitors. Maybe she starts acting like his girlfriend, even though she's not his girlfriend yet, because she feels like, oh, well, it's only a matter of time. She basically closes herself off to any other options. She's putting a lot of pressure on this relationship before it even is a relationship yet. And that's a lot of pressure to a guy. Nothing will get a guy to pump the brakes faster than when he feels pressured. Because when you do that, he no longer has the space and the freedom to choose you. Instead, you have an agenda and you are just hammering that in. Your agenda is to move things forward. Like, yeah, let's be boyfriend, girlfriend. Let's take the next step. Let's get the relationship to deepen. And even if you're not doing anything outright, he can pick up on it. People aren't dumb, not even like the dumbest seeming guy. Like, they're not. We can't always put our finger on what it is that we're feeling, but it is just a feeling. And that's why you'll also notice, like in the beginning, he was really pursuing you. Everything was great. Because I imagine in the beginning, you weren't coming from that place of pressure. In the beginning, you were also just feeling it out, seeing what the vibe was like, seeing if you guys click, if you're compatible, if you have chemistry. You were also kind of like that. But then it shifts when you let yourself get swept up in that fantasy future. That's what Eric and I usually describe it as. You all of a sudden see so much potential. And women are the actualizers of potential. This is our strength. We're able to see potential and actualize it. But sometimes he's not there yet. He's still in the, okay, I'm feeling it out. I'm seeing the potential. I'm seeing what's here. He's not ready to like run with that potential, like run down the altar with the potential of what could be. So I think that's the problem. And the solution there is really, you have to only invest in him as much as he's investing in you. It's really important to look at the relationship that you have, not the relationship that you want to have, and be present. Be present in the moment, day to day, not jumping 20 steps ahead to what you want the relationship to be. Number 3, he's losing interest. I know this is the nightmare scenario. You do not want to hear that. I know that's your biggest fear come to life. I know that's probably what brought you to this video. You're wondering, like, he stopped chasing me. Is he losing interest in me? Maybe, but you want to know something? It's not a loss. Because at the end of the day, not everyone is a match. And that's okay. Don't take that to mean that you are fatally flawed, that there is something deeply wrong with you, that this guy you like doesn't like you back. Sometimes it just isn't a match. I'm sure you've dated guys who were great. They were cute, attractive, they had a good job, they had a good personality, like everything was fine on paper, but you just didn't feel it. You weren't into it. You don't know why, it wasn't there. And maybe the guy was devastated. Maybe he felt like, no, like why? We're so great together. And maybe you felt like, yeah, we are great together. I don't know why I don't want you, but I just don't. Sometimes it's just not a match. And that's it. And that's okay. So it's possible he's not chasing you because he realized after getting to know you a little bit better that, maybe this doesn't make so much sense. Maybe our personalities don't mesh. Maybe we're fundamentally incompatible. We don't have the same values, whatever. There could be so many different reasons why. And it's funny, I posted a video about this on TikTok, like thinking, my TikTok is Sabrina Alexis A&M, follow me on there. Anyway, I was thinking that I was being so empowering because I just posted a video about how, like you can't win them all and that's okay. And sometimes a guy will get to know you and realize, okay, this isn't a match. And people were like, oh, so he got to know my personality and decided he didn't like me. Oh, this is so depressing. This is so sad. It's not depressing. Because there's nothing wrong with you. I mean, your personality traits, your whole package is the perfect package for the right person for you. Obviously, don't just let your toxic traits just run wild and believe that, oh, well, the right person for me will just love me anyway. No, you have to work on yourself. You have to deal with your trauma and turmoil and toxicity, everything. But once you've done that, like you are who you are. For me, one of the biggest complaints I get on this channel is people are like, I don't like the way you talk. Like, you talk too much. You talk too fast. You ramble. You know what? Like, I could try to be some other way, but that's just not who I am. And the people who appreciate the way that I am, appreciate it. And I had the same problem in dating. Some guys thought I was just too much. But the right guys, or the right guy, I mean, it's really one, and the guy I ended up marrying does not have a problem with my too muchness. In fact, he really likes it. Obviously, I had to work on keeping it in check and not being so overpowering and so dominating. But overall, he likes that I have a strong personality. Other guys like girls with a softer, daintier personality, like a Kate Middleton type of personality. That's not my personality. I have tried to get myself to be that type of personality. It doesn't work. I was bursting at the seams. So the right guy for you, be the right guy for you. There is a lid for every pot. And sometimes you'll have the clarity, sometimes the guy will have the clarity. In an ideal scenario, you'll both have the clarity and you'll both realize, okay, this just isn't right. Number 4. You aren't connecting with him. Now, you might think, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? Of course I'm connecting with him. I think about him all the time. I am crazy about him. I constantly think about the relationship. Okay, great. But you're not connecting with him when you do that. You're connecting with the worried thoughts in your own mind when you are in that place. You're worried. How does he feel about me? What's he thinking? Why is he not chasing me so much anymore? Why does he seem to be pulling away and losing interest? That's not how you form a connection. You can't be there if you are in problem-solving mode. You can't. You can't connect with him. And the whole energy of the dynamic gets completely thrown off when you're in that place because you're not there anymore. You are in a worried place and it's hard to connect to a worried energy. And maybe it sounds new agey to you, but I feel like in this day and age, people have embraced that. People kind of get that, yeah, everyone has a vibe. There is something in the air, there is something that hangs in the air during an interaction with someone. And so when you're in that place, you can't connect with him and he'll feel that. And then he won't feel this urge to chase you anymore, to pursue you, because your energy has become repellent. It's not an attracting energy anymore. Number 5, you are treating him like the prize. Now this can happen a lot. Have you ever been dating a guy and you're just like, he's so amazing. I can't believe he's with me. You almost feel like you have imposter syndrome. A guy like him can't possibly want someone like me. And you feel like you have to be on your best behavior and always looking your best because you feel like any moment he's going to discover that he's way too good for you and he's out of your league. That's not a reality. That's a reality that you're creating because you need to work on your self-esteem. So you're living in this world of he's out of my league, he's too good for me. And when you have that energy, and even worse, gosh, if you say it to him, you could have any girl, I can't believe you're choosing me. Wow, I'm so lucky. That is not a sexy energy. That is not a sexy energy at all. A guy's not going to look at you and think yeah, you're right. I could have had any other girl. Why am I with you? He's not going to think yeah, I choose you. I could have had any other girl, but yeah, I choose you. No, don't do that. Don't put that on him. Do not put yourself down. You have to see yourself as the prize. Even if you don't see yourself as the prize, see yourself as the prize. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to fake it till you make it. You have to tell yourself as many times as you need to, I'm the prize that he's trying to win over. Maybe that concept sounds archaic, but that's just the way it is. I mean, if it sounds archaic, it's because our biology, times have changed, situations have changed, but our biology is our biology. Men are hunters. Men want to hunt and men want a prize. That's how he's biologically wired. So when you turn those tables, even if you only do it in your own mind and you don't say it outright to him, that completely changes the energy. Okay, so now that we talked about why he's not chasing you anymore, let's talk about what you can do to get him to chase you or to get him to pursue you. I don't like the word, I don't like to say chase because eventually, like I said earlier in this video, the chase has to stop at some point. So eventually when you get to that point, you want him to prioritize you, to pursue you. Number 1, don't make him the center of your attention. It's fine to be interested, but there can be a fine line between interest and obsession. So make sure you're staying in the interest lane and not in the obsession lane. So if you find that you're thinking about him way too much, you're thinking about him more times a day than you're thinking about yourself, you need to pump the brakes, you need to get your mind under control, you need to think about something else, anything else, you need to do something else, get outside of your own head. It is not healthy to only be obsessing about a guy in a relationship. You have to have much more going on in your life. Number 2, keep busy, stay busy, fill your life with lots and lots of things so that he needs to carve a space. He doesn't just have this open space to just walk right in whenever he wants. You need to have a full, fulfilling life. The more you have going on, the less room there is for you to just be obsessing over him. And also keep your mind under control. It's not always easy, but the fact is a guy knows when you are going to bend over backward to please him at the drop of a hat. This is how you set yourself up to be taken for granted. This is how you set yourself up to be a doormat. And the fact is you can't blame him because your time is your responsibility. If you are just, doing everything for him, you're worshiping him, you are just trying to please him and show him what a great girlfriend you would be, then he has no incentive to do anything really with you because you're just there and you're choosing to just be there. You are choosing to spend all this time on a guy who has not yet shown that he is truly invested in you. So get your mind under control. Keep perspective. Look at what you have, not what you want, what you have. and live in that reality. Also, anytime you catch yourself spinning and thinking about him, notice the thought, notice, okay, I'm thinking about him right now. I'm excited about the possibilities of where things could go. That's understandable, but I'm gonna focus on other things right now. Don't get carried away with the obsession. It just will never take you to a healthy place. I hope this was helpful. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts, questions. If you have any suggestions for other videos you want me to make, don't forget to tap that like button, tap the subscribe button. And if you want to understand men better than they understand themselves, check out our He's Not That Complicated system. You can get it at understandhim.com. Also follow me on Instagram @anewmode, and I will see you in the next video.